Hey guys, today I want to talk about the biggest financial mistakes that will happen in the first 3 months. It's usually when they happen. Some people come over here ill-prepared, and some people come over here prepared. In either way, you can make some pretty large mistakes during this time. It's a good time to just kind of find a cheap place, settle in, get to know your area, get to know the people around you, get to know what you want. A lot of people think that they already know what they want. And that's where mistakes start happening. They think, well, I want to move to this area. Well, what if you don't like it? You know, what happens then? Also, a lot of people start overspending in the beginning. And some people have that money to do that, and it's okay if you have the money to do that. I happen to over save for my first 3 months because I knew I'd want to be doing things. I knew I'd want to enjoy the first 3 months of my retirement. I knew that I'd want to do that. But some people come over here and they're just ill-prepared. And those people are the people that have to be the most careful, because you have to come over here, you have to have money to set up your apartment and everything. We've talked all about that stuff. But this is a time when mistakes happen. You know, when you overpay some landlord out there possibly that's overcharging or whatever, because they see that you're an expat and you don't know the prices yet. You haven't even had time to shop around. The first week is usually when that happens. The first week or two sometimes, it's when it happens. It's a good time to just find a small place, settle in for a while, get to know your area, get to know the people, get to know the expats in that area, start feeling comfortable. Try to find maybe a good expat community to link up with wherever you're going, wherever it may be. And there's a lot of them here, okay? But also get to know the Philippine community too. See if you fit in there. You might not. You don't know. Most places, most expats fit in fairly well if they're decent expats. Some of the expats that come over here, let me tell you something, nobody wants to be around them. But for the most part, most of the expats here are decent. I'd say 80-90%, they're decent, good people. And there's some expats over here that are just, I don't know what their issue is, but they've got too many issues for me to deal with, so I don't deal with it, you know. And it's something we didn't come over here for. Let's put it that way. I didn't come over here to deal with expat issues. I come over here to help expats, help them get settled in, and it was like my thing. It was something I wanted to do over here, was to help expats. Originally, I was helping expats with their VA claims, things like that, and then I got kicked off of Facebook and I started doing my YouTube, and it kind of worked out for the best, because now I'm making money off of YouTube, and I'm also able to use that money to help other people, which is great. But let me tell you something. When you're here in your first months, some people, what they do is they go out and they sign a 1-year lease or something like that. That's a no-no. Unless you know that's your dream home and that's what you want and that's what you're definitely ready to live with, you know, don't get it. Go 3 months, maybe 6 months at the most. Even then, you're going out a little bit far, because in 3 months you might not like that place. You might say, you know what, not my cup of tea. I'm not going to stay here. I'm gonna move on someplace else. I want to be closer to the ocean, or I want to be more inland, or I want to be around expats more. You know, and that's okay. You know, a lot of people, they have this dream, and I also had this dream that I wanted to live near the ocean. And, you know, I don't live that far from the ocean. As long as I got a pool, I'm okay. And I can go down to the ocean really quick and be down there in a heartbeat. But the ocean, after a while, it's like, it's okay, it's nice, it's beautiful. But you know something? Being around friends, being around Western things that I want, that's my thing. You know, that's what I want. I know there's people out there, they want to live the farm life. They want to live in the provinces. They want to live cheap. They want to go out and, you know, take care of their chickens or whatever. And that's okay too. But where I live, I kind of got the best of both worlds. I got the provincial life, I got the city life. And I like that. You know, I love having a little bit of both. And a lot of the expats that come over to my house that have moved into the area, they've grown to love this area a lot, you know. And one of the things about living in our expat community is we kind of cushion those mistakes, because people usually come, they don't just talk to me, they talk to the other expats, and the other expats will tell them, hey, you know, watch out for this here, or go to this place to do your shopping because you're going to save some money, or, you know, go look in this area here if you're looking for cheap housing. You know, everybody works together here for that, and it's kind of cool, and it really cushions those mistakes and those accidents. But most of the time when people come here, a lot of it has to do with real estate. That's the first mistake that people make. I tell people, if you can get an Airbnb, get one. If you can't, find a rental for like 3 months. Usually they want 3 months, okay? And that's okay. Just stay there for 3 months, and then if you're gonna move on to someplace else, go to a different place. But also be careful with women in the beginning, okay? Because you don't know the lay of the land here. And, you know, just date. And some of these women you gotta be careful of. Some of the expats have told me when they broke off with them, they come over to the house, even in the gated community, they sneak past the guards or whatever. They manage to get in, and you have to call the guards to have them removed. This has happened on a few occasions with some of the people here. I'm not going to mention any names or anything, but it happens. It happens quite often. Sometimes guys will be talking with a girl over here, and these are things that you got to watch out for. It could be a scam alert. You know what I mean? that red flag should be waving like this here. Hey, wake up, you know? There's something wrong. One of the guys happened to just say, actually the girl said hi to him. And I don't even think he had time to respond. And I think the girl went back and must have told her aunt that she had a American boyfriend just because she said hi to him. Okay, so the aunt contacted the guy and started talking to him, saying, hey, something about, you know, you like my my niece or something like that. You know, and he's like, well, I don't even know her. She just said hi to me. You know, it's like, that's the wonkiness of the Philippines. These are the things you should have red flags warning you. Be careful of stuff like that. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. That old saying goes. I've stated that before. A lot of guys here, they rush into relationships, and some guys don't. And you want to know something? The guys that don't are more likely to find a better wife here than the guys that do rush in. Get to know your girlfriend. Get to see her. Get to see what she's like. That's where you're going to make mistakes here. And it usually happens in the first 3 months. Take a year. Slow down. Take 2 years if you have to. Slow down. Find a decent girl here. Don't rush in. Remember, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Keep that on your mind. Get it tattooed on your arm if you have to remember. But a lot of guys here, they do rush in. They happen to just, they're in a rush. They figure that they're old. They figure, you know, they just got here. They want to have a girlfriend move in right away. That's the biggest mistake you can do, is have a girlfriend move in right away sometimes. You know, because once you get her in, it's going to be 10 times harder getting her out. And she could cause you some problems if she's not the right girl, if she's not a decent girl. And some of these girls will cause you problems. And the way to resolve that is sometimes you might need to go down to the barangay and beat them to the chase and say, hey, look, I got this girlfriend. I'm getting ready to break off with her. I think she's going to give me a problem. She's already saying that she is. I just want to make you guys aware. I don't want her near my house. Can you talk to her? Here's her number. You know, get it taken care of that way. That way you're on top of it. Because sometimes these girls, they can be, you know, they can go crazy on you. Most of the girls here are decent girls, and I don't want to make it sound like the girls here aren't decent girls, because most of them are. But every once in a while you get an uneducated girl or something like that who's just crazy. She's a lunatic. I've seen it happen many times over here to some of the guys over here. Some of the guys have told me their war stories, you know, from breaking off with a girl that they didn't get along with or whatever. And it's suddenly a big mess. Be careful. Those are the mistakes that happen usually within the first 3 to 6 months here. Okay, those are the mistakes you want to watch out for. But most of the time, be careful in spending money. Watch your money. If you watch your money and you get a whiteboard and you do a budget, you can figure out how much money you can spend each week. That's what you really need to do, guys. You really need to watch your money. It's one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you, is watching your money. I don't care how much money you have. Watch your money. Have an emergency fund. Have all that stuff ready. Don't make any of the expat rookie mistakes here. You know, come over here with some money in your pocket. Come over here with a backup. Make sure you have some cash readily available for hospitals. Those are the mistakes that most expats make over here. Anyway, guys, take care. God bless.